Hello and welcome to the 5th unit of Week 3, Simplifying Classic Transaction Screens with SAP Screen Personas of the Open SAP course SAP Fiori Overview, Design, Develop and Deploy. My name is Sylvia Barnard and I am Product Owner of SAP Screen Personas. Topics you will learn in this unit are how SAP Screen Personas fits into the SAP Fiori user experience strategy, how to simplify classic transaction screens to run on any device, this will be done in a demo, and when to use SAP Screen Personas versus other UX transformation approaches. There are 3 key points that you should know about SAP Screen Personas. The first is rapid transformation, the second is SAP Fiori design, and the third is enterprise scale, which you will see on the next slide. To the first key point, rapid transformation. SAP Screen Personas is an add-on that is included in your NetWeaver license, and it lets you simplify quite easily your existing SAP GUI transaction screens. You can also create a simplified and a modified version of your transaction screens without the need of ABAP coding. Such a modified version of the transaction screen is called a flavor. It renders your transactions as SAP UI5 applications. And SAP Screen Personas supports desktop transactions and all mobile devices. Now to the second key point, SAP Fiori design. This means you can create the flavors and you see your screens with SAP Fiori UX. It allows you to provide your business users with a more intuitive user experience. The third key point is enterprise scale. You should consider using SAP Screen Personas when you want to simplify and modernize the UX of your SAP GUI transactions now to have an SAP Fiori look and feel of your SAP Business Suite transaction screens, and then you can decide to upgrade to SAP S/4HANA at a later point in time. Or, if you are already on SAP S/4HANA, then you can use it, of course, on your system there. Or you might want to deliver functionality to an app because the app that you would need does not exist in the SAP Fiori reference library. Or you want to shorten the time new employees need to get up to speed. What does this all mean? Rapid transformation means you can create flavors fast with a WYSIWYG and drag and drop editor that allows you to add, edit, move and hide controls. You are also able to automate repetitive actions that need to be performed by the end users, and with this you can increase the user productivity as there is less chance for mistakes. For SAP Fiori design, in SAP Screen Personas you will find already built-in SAP Fiori themes, templates and styles as resources you can work with. And you will have the full SAP Fiori user experience on your SAP GUI screens. This will allow you to have a consistency across your downloaded or modified SAP Fiori apps and your SAP Screen Personas flavors that you created for your SAP GUI transaction screens. As for enterprise scale, SAP Screen Personas flavors that you build are tightly integrated into the core ERP system, which means that you can create a tile for your application that you have modified with SAP Screen Personas in the SAP Fiori Launchpad and launch it from there. And with this, you can expand your SAP Fiori coverage, for example, in SAP S/4HANA and older versions of SAP ERP transactions, and all this, if you choose so, without coding. I would like to mention here that we have a very powerful JavaScript editor that allows you to do JavaScript development as well. Here I show you an example of before and after a transaction screen has been modified with SAP Screen Personas. On this first screenshot, you see an original SAP S/4HANA search screen that has still all search criteria. And as you know, there are quite a lot of search possibilities. What we usually see is that only 3 to 6 search options are filled by the end users. On the second screenshot, there is the result screen based on your search criteria, which means if you want to do a new search, you have to navigate back and forth between the search and the result screen. What you see now on the right side is the third screenshot, which is a screen after it had been modified with SAP Screen Personas. Here you see on top the most common search fields that the users usually need to get results, and there are only 4 search criteria left. There is material sold to party, PO number, document number, with from and to. There was even a graphic added that did not exist in the initial transaction. The outcome is that you can search and see the results on one screen with a nice graphic in addition. And all this with the SAP Fiori design that gives you a consistent user experience across all devices. I already talked about the SAP Screen Personas tool itself, and that you can streamline your existing business processes with a WYSIWYG tool where you can simplify with drag and drop controls, and you can drop your controls around. You can rename labels, you can move a control to a different location on the same screen and move a control from one tab to another within the same transaction code. And in addition, I would like to name a few more important actions here. You can personalize your existing transaction screens by role or by user groups to improve the overall usability. You can reduce necessary keystrokes. You can combine data from different tabs and screens to improve the productivity of users. You can focus on desktop screens, and you can support all mobile devices. You can reduce the training time for new users drastically. All your transactions will automatically be rendered as SAP UI5 applications. Now to the demo. I will show you how to create an adaptive flavor that can run on all devices, and in this demo on an iPad. So, to set the frame for you, please meet Anna, a business key user for maintenance planning. She has the task to simplify the transaction UIs for IW51. This is Create Service Notification for a group of 25 service technicians. and they are constantly working at the customer side to maintain and repair machines. All the necessary user research and interviews have been done and analyzed, and first wireframes were created. Let me now switch to the demo. So here you see the iPad of a service technician, and this is actually the flavor that Anna has created for him or for them, for those 25 service technicians. So here you see the create service notification as a tile. So he clicks on that, and what he sees now is the notification type. As he has several notification types, so not just the service request, this is not automated, but of course this step could also be automated. So he selects the S3, and now he sees the service request with all the data that is needed for his case here, and he is currently standing in front of the broken machine part. And what he does now is he clicks on this icon, on this QR code icon, to scan the QR code of the broken machine, and then all the data will be loaded in this application here. And of course, well, as this is only a demo system, there is not too much data in here. So now he can type machine part XYZ needs to be replaced, and so on. And then of course save it. So this is how this looks in use. Well, you can also, the data gets also, or the screen gets also adapted for portrait and landscape mode. And now I would like to move back to Anna. And let me just quickly do that. Oops. So here she sees she's already in IW51. So she types in S3, and this is what she has already created. But I would like to show you, of course, how she did that, and therefore I have to open this P, and that allows me to see the flavor manager with the two flavors that were already created. I will quickly move to the iPad flavor that she has created, and that is a different version that is with more data, and here she has used viewports. Viewports is something where you can create virtual screens, so you can cut a really complex transaction into different parts. And here the service technician could click on the description button and then would see more data. So this comes handy when there are several steps to fill. So, but now let me show you how she did that. First of all, she has created a flavor from the original transaction, which is always there. And she calls that desktop and open SAP. Yeah, well. And now she knows, for example, that is now the flavor manager, the flavor editor, where there are a lot of things she can do, and she knows, for example, in this tab additional data, there's absolutely nothing behind it, so she just hides that tab for the desktop flavor. Now she saves it and goes out of there again. So this is now the flavor she has created, but she wants to create the iPad flavor, so she calls it iPad, and again open SAP. And now this is not for the Samsung Google Nexus, but for iPads, and the service technicians, they have an Apple iPad Pro, so she selects this. The width is also now accordingly to that, and she creates an adaptive flavor. And what you see now is that there is this vertical pink line, and here she sees everything that is beyond that line on the right will not be seen on an iPad, so there the data will be cut off. So what she basically has to do is rearrange the data in such a way that it is not cut off. And as for the service technicians on an iPad, they need fewer data. She simplifies it now according to that. So she selects the screen elements that she wants to use, and in this case it is the whole block here that she moves over there, and then she takes the additional data and also moves it over there. And now she clicks on the malfunction breakdowns, and she takes the data, the start date and the end date, for example, and so on. So she could also click on the location data, but she doesn't want to do that now. So she hides this box here, and she hides the whole the whole tab strip here, the whole tab strip container to be precise, and hides this menu bar on top. And now what she does is she moves the data that she has selected, she moves it over there and places it. And what her task would be next is to move everything according to a good usability and to a good visual design as well, because currently that is not very appealing. But she saves it here, and she goes out there, and she could also now set this flavor as the default flavor, and then it would be shared with her service technicians. So, and with a final view, this is the flavor that she has created. And just one last thing, behind this icon here, the QR code search, there is quite an elaborate script. There is first the write barcode script, that is a JavaScript, and there is then the scanner script that is also needed for that, and this allows the service technicians to scan a QR code. So with this, I would like to go back to the demo. What you have seen in the demo was only a very short run through a possible scenario. Other great examples for good use cases for SAP screen personas are: simplify an existing transaction to run on a desktop, remove unused fields on a complex purchasing transaction, merge content from across a busy HR transaction. And those are just examples. There are of course many more. To summarize where you can currently use SAP screen personas, we have listed it here. On the on-premise side, you can create flavors on SAP S/4HANA, on SAP Business Suite powered by SAP HANA, and on older versions of SAP ERP. For the cloud side, here SAP Screen Personas is supported on SAP Business Suite powered by SAP HANA, which is the SAP HANA Enterprise Cloud. Here you find a shortened list of the supported minimum SAP NetWeaver Basis versions, starting with the latest, which is SAP S/4HANA with kernel 7.49 plus, and then it goes down from 750 with kernel 7.49 to 700 with kernel 7.22. If you are interested in the complete list, you will find everything in the information provided when you follow the links on the page. You have seen during the demo what the tool is capable of. I would like to help you decide how best to choose the right path or paths for your SAP Fiori user experience. Focus on the area you want to work on with the transaction or the app you have in mind. Before you go further, know what your business users and your end users want, what they need and what they do not use and what they don't want. This happens all in the business, in the design thinking box. Then you find out whether you are in need of a new business scenario or whether there is already an existing one. Let me go first to the right. Yes, there is a business scenario available. You find an existing app in the SAP Fiori reference library. Cool! Then you can download the SAP Fiori app in question, adapt it if necessary with SAP Web IDE, and then you have your SAP Fiori user experience. Now let me go back to the question whether there is an existing business scenario with an existing app. This time the answer is no, there is no app. Here you can use SAP Screen Personas to simplify your existing transaction screens according to your needs, and in the end you will have your SAP Fiori user experience. Now let me go to the left of the decision tree. If you need to start from scratch for a new business process, building a new app will be the best answer. If it follows common floor plans, you can build your app by using Fiori elements. If the answer to the question, is there a common floor plan, is no, then develop your SAP UI5 Freestyle app. So let me summarize. There are several approaches for you where you can decide what to do. And it does also mean that for you the solution might be that you build something with SAP Screen Personas and that you also develop your own app with Fiori elements depending on your focus and your needs. Here we have compiled a list of links for you where you can learn more about SAP Screen Personas, how to get started, where to find the next steps. In any case, have fun with it. To wrap up what you have learned in this unit, you know now how SAP Screen Personas applies the SAP Fiori user experience to classic transaction screens. You have seen the steps to transform an SAP GUI transaction into adaptive flavors and saw it in action in the demo. You have a decision tree that helps you to decide when to use SAP screen personas rather than building your own SAP Fiori app. Thank you for watching this unit and enjoy the next unit about creating Android apps natively or with the mobile development kit. Goodbye and have a good day.